Hi, welcome back. This is week 7. We are on day 43. Today is May 5th. It's 1 month and a half since we started this. So we've been recording this from day 1. I want this to be an open experiment so that everybody can learn and we can record our process on the way. I believe that we can create unicorns with a mix of having a really severe pain, having a big market, and having a scalable solution. So all that I've talked about this in the first video. So if you have not watched it, have a look at the video, probably it's up here, and also look at the videos of how we've progressed so far. Just to recap on our startup is focusing on trying to solve the problem that we have in entry-level jobs. There are a lot of people who are fresh out of college or high school and who want a job, or they're new to the country, they want a job, and there are people, local businesses, fast food chain, warehouses that want those workers. But there seems to be some mismatch. Not everybody's getting a job, and a lot of companies, businesses are having trouble hiring. So what is going on? How can we solve this? Is the main focus of our startup. Okay, so that's about us. What did we do for this week? Now that I'm back from Los Angeles, San Francisco, we're still going on with the interviews. We've done a lot of interviews. Since we have done 6-7 weeks now, I want to show you how the confidence level has changed during this 7 weeks. So right away, at the beginning of the project, I was thinking, okay, there is definitely an issue with entry-level jobs. I've heard it, I've seen it, so it should be obvious. We should probably be able to come up with the solution. So to begin with, our confidence level of finding a good problem, finding a good pain, pretty much high. Hopefully we can get something done. So out of scale of 100, we're, I think 60, 70, we probably get something done. But after doing the interviews, the confidence level starts going down. Okay, we see that some people are having hiring problems, but not everybody. It seems to vary from business to business. And we start seeing other issues that we start focusing on. So we talked about communication issues. So managers have to talk with their staff. A lot of people use different apps or whatnot. So there seems to be a communication issue. There was an issue with one restaurant that they were having trouble lining up the interviews. There was another issue that it was just all in all just difficult to find the qualified, or should I say good workers. They were saying, if you could bring me the good workers, I would pay you. So there seemed to be an issue there. Also, maintaining staff seemed to be an issue. So, okay, it's not just the hiring part, it's maintaining communication. So we kind of get lost. We're really not sure of where to focus on. So this is day 1. And we go up, progress. We say, okay, communication seems to be a big issue. And it kind of makes sense. A lot of people have only one manager and they have to talk to 20, 50 people. So this is a huge issue. Around week 2 or 3, okay, let's start talking about communication. Maybe we can create a solution. We kind of have our solution ahead. We can make an app that a manager communicates to everybody with just this app, and everybody can receive this in emails or their WhatsApp or their text, or maybe they want to use Instagram message. There's a pain and we understand what we can do to solve this. So our confidence level goes up again. But we found out that, okay, restaurants, no, we have WhatsApp groups. We're pretty much happy without that. No way we want to pay for that. It would be nice if we could have something, but it's not a big enough pain that we will pay something or move everybody away from WhatsApp. So our confidence level starts going down. We start exploring, okay, maybe the store restaurant managers don't have an issue, but maybe the headquarters have an issue. Maybe they have some compliance issue. They want to monitor what kind of conversation is going on. Maybe they have some legal risk that they are concerned about. So we start exploring that, but not that much. We start talking to other businesses such as retail and all that. but not a very strong signal of the communication. So we start from week 2 to 3, talk about communication. But that doesn't seem to be that much a problem. Also, why we knew communication was that we originally thought, okay, maybe we can change this into gig work. But there wasn't a strong interest of, okay, gig work, if we have a marketplace of people who are willing to work, that will solve us. Doesn't seem to be the case. They need training, they want to have trustworthy people, so how do you get that? And gig work didn't seem to be the solution to that. Also, during last week when I was in Los Angeles, when I was in the US, whenever I got on Uber, I'd say, hey, do you know these gig work services? And like InstaWork and other services, I would mention the name. Most of the people said like, no, I don't know any of them, sorry. So that was the response. So gig work doesn't really seem to solve the problem. And I was trying to understand it. Why isn't this solving the problem? What is it that's not working with, let's say, InstaWork, with other gig work solutions or services? And we know that Uber, Lyft, Instacart, those services seem to attract a lot of people. If you mention the name, people say, yeah, I know that. Like, I'm a Uber driver, but I'm also a Lyft driver. I sometimes do Uber Eats, but I tend to focus on Uber. So they understand the service. They know that they're around. Whereas InstaWork, not many people understood that there was such a service. So what's the difference? Why is some gig work services popular and have taken off, whereas some haven't? And there seems to be an issue with the quality. With Uber, if you want to be an Uber driver, depending on which state or which country you are located, you obviously need your driver's license. Some countries you need to submit your car maintenance record, etc. Also, do you have a proper visa? So there's some screening done to understand if the person who's applying as a driver is eligible. So the question is, what can we do for gig workers? And maybe we won't tackle the whole market itself. Maybe we can just focus on restaurants. Maybe we can just focus on warehouses. But what is it that would be the requirement that we should filter out for these workers? So we are starting to explore what is the quality. Maybe there's something that we can do. And if this is an issue and we need to dig deeper, saying a lot of people say we want good workers, but what is a good worker? We don't know in detail. And a good worker could differ from industry to industry or from a manager to manager. So we want to know more about what good workers are, and also how can we find those good workers and have a whole pool of that, and if that is possible at all. So that's where we are at week 7. So there's a lot of ups and downs emotionally. The confidence level originally was 70. I think it went even down here. Like, I was not feeling very comfortable around week 2 and 3, 4. We started getting some understanding around communication. We investigated that, went up again. But right now, I think we're like around 60 or so in confidence level of a scale of 100. That's where we are. And for people going through this journey of talking to people, exploring pains and business opportunities, this will take a while for some people. That's something you should spend time on, because if you can't find a severe pain, it's not worth solving it. If people just want it, or like it would be preferable, it's not good enough. So you need to find something that is severe. And we haven't found that yet. If we can identify it, the solution part is usually much easier. It will be obvious of what you need to build. So pain, finding the pain is still what we need to focus on. So that's with the confidence level. We are in an assumption that, yes, if we can provide good workers, we'll be able to attract a lot of businesses and they'll be willing to pay. We still don't know what good workers mean, so we need to test that out. Also, like, what is the willingness to pay? How much? Let's say minimum wage is like $15 per hour, how much can they pay more? Can they pay 30% more, or is it a one-off? How would they pay? For some businesses right now, because of the inflation, they're in a crunch that they actually don't have that much money to spend on. So maybe we focus on some specific industries. So next week we want to ask more questions around the assumptions, like who good workers are, what kind of business can we create out of this. So next week I have booked an interview with a few HR professionals. I would understand more of like what they do for certain professions or certain roles, how to filter out the candidates so that they can find the proper people to eventually hire. This is a lot of HR. I need to talk to a lot of HR people to understand what some industries do, some companies do, so that we can figure out what we can do in this entry-level workforce market. Okay, so that's it for week 7. So if you have any comments, suggestions, any opinions, or if you read an article that would relate to what we're doing on, please write it in the comment section. Really appreciate that. Also, if you want to follow us on our journey to create a unicorn startup, please subscribe. Please like this video. That will really encourage us. So see you next week. Bye.